Okay.
Welcome along to another Pixiecast. I fumbled my words already. That's a great start, isn't it? It's a very special Pixiecast today because I'm joined by two very special friends, two people that I've had the pleasure of spending some time with. But sadly, there's a little bit of distance between them at the moment, primarily, I guess, because of COVID, and they have to do things like Zoom chatting and that with each other. They are the lovely Flossy Florag and Squidge, otherwise better known to you
Where did you get that from?
as Michelle Zeiss and Paul McPherson. Hi Squidge, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
So, apparently you go by the name Squidge. Would you like to explain that to us?
Yeah, it's oh god, it's a nickname I've had since when was it? It was 1990.
Right.
The way I got it was at the time I was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
And I was based out in Germany, and it was the lead up to the first Gulf War, and all leave was cancelled and everything. And my girlfriend at the time came out to Germany because the leave was cancelled, couldn't go back to the UK for Christmas. So one night went out with a load of my mates and her, and in front of everybody, she grabbed me by the cheeks and called me Paulie Wally, Squidgy Nose, Chubby Cheeks.
Right.
And over 30 years later, I'm still called that now. So it stuck.
Okay.
It's mostly people that I knew in the Air Force that called me that. Everybody else just called it.
I thought it was going to be a lot more embarrassing than that. So.
No, most people do.
Anyway, I can't reveal my sources as to where I got that name from. So over to you, Flossy Florag. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thanks. And you?
Lovely to see you again.
You too.
So, Flossy Florag, I know it's a name that your mum gave to you.
Yeah, I think she used to come up with all sorts of weird things, and it was usually if she was a bit irritated with me, it would be Flossy Florag, and if she was happy with me, it would be Flossy or Flo or anything like that. And then she used to call me Sheldy Shoes and Michelle Shuggins and all sorts of things. So yeah, it was just a little endearment name.
So Flossy Florag was when you were in trouble then, was it? You've been a naughty girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was often.
So you're in South Africa. Whereabouts in South Africa are you, Michelle? I'll drop the Flossy Florag and just call you Michelle.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. I'm in Durban. It's on the east coast of South Africa.
And is that where you're from?
No, I'm from East London, which is quite a way down from that, but also on the coast.
Okay. So how long have you lived in Durban for?
I think it's going on 12 years now.
Okay.
Even a bit more than that. Yeah. I moved up after I got divorced, and I got a transfer with my work. And so I decided just to make a new start here. So it was good.
And what is it that you do for your work?
I do the RT, the horrible RT that I hate at the moment.
Okay.
And I work for the Special Investigating Unit, which is an organisation that investigates the fraud and corruption in the government. So we've got a lot of work to do in this country. But I've been here for 21 years now.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting job, I'd imagine.
Getting irritated with the RT aspect.
Well, don't we all?
To be doing this.
And what's Durban like as a city? I don't know too much about Durban. We hear about Johannesburg a lot and Cape Town, but don't hear so much about Durban.
Well, Durban's one of the biggest. There's Durban, Cape Town, and Johannesburg, which are the biggest cities.
Yeah.
Durban's very laid back. Joburg is the one that everybody's rushing around and very stressful and all of that. Where all the big business takes place. Cape Town, Paul's been to Cape Town with me.
Yeah. And
it's lovely. I love Cape Town. It's absolutely gorgeous and it's a lovely place to be. But Durban's okay. It's not too bad. I live a little bit out of Durban. It's more like in the hills, and and a lot of people don't know that there are hills, green hills in South Africa, but there are. So it's about now. I used to be like around the corner from work, literally, but now they've moved our work down into the Durban Central, so that's right in the middle of the city.
Okay.
So now I have to travel like about, 25, 30 minutes every day.
Oh, not too bad
then.
then.
I used to be like 5 seconds around the corner.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And Squidge, what about you then? I'm going to call you Squidge throughout the interview. You know that, don't you?
Okay. Yeah, I work as a field support engineer. Work from home on call. I'm responsible for scanning equipment at ports and airports. It's equipment that scans for illicit radiological materials. Specifically, they're looking for stuff that can be used for terrorist purposes. So all the ports and airports in the country have this equipment. So all cargo, passengers come into the country are scanned for it. So if you've flown in and out of an airport recently, you'll have gone through some of the equipment I maintain.
Okay, cool. And has lockdown changed your work a lot?
No, actually, it's not affected at all. So I was classed as a key worker, and the nature of my work, I don't really come into contact with large crowds of people anyway. So it's pretty much carried on business as usual for me.
Mm-hmm. And what about yourself, Michelle? Has lockdown? Because I know lockdown has been quite severe in South Africa, isn't it? I've got a couple of friends in Johannesburg, and they've been telling me about it. So.
Yeah, we had like a hard lockdown. It was about how many weeks? About 8 weeks of like severe lockdown where nobody was allowed to, especially only the essential services, but like you weren't even allowed out of your house at all. You couldn't even go and do exercise outside or anything. So that was quite hectic. And we were off for that time. Basically, the whole country was. And then we started with like very slowly coming back to work. We did like with the government put the levels down, then we allowed more people back in. And obviously we've got, full PPE, we've got to wear the masks and a lot of sanitizing and all of that. But basically, most of the people are back now, and our cases seem to be going down. So now we're down to level 1, which is nearly back to normal.
Okay.
Just we've got to wear the masks everywhere. And I think basically everything was open. We've just opened international travel, but not to the UK. And it's like nobody's allowed in here basically from any of the bigger countries.
Right.
So yeah.
So is that just within Africa then that international travel's sort of been opened up?
Mostly it looks like it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I know it must be very frustrating for you. So I think for us, obviously, Jordan from Australia and that, we hadn't actually planned to go back this year because we were only there just last Christmas or just before last Christmas, but it's just not having the option, I think, that's as frustrating as anything.
That is, you can't just you can't plan anything.
No.
You just don't know. Like I was going to come over now for December to spend Christmas with Paul and just have a good holiday, maybe 4 weeks. And now I can't even plan whether to do that or not. I can't buy a ticket because I don't know in 2 months' time, what things going to be like. I mean, I didn't anticipate you guys going on another lockdown or getting worse over there in the second wave. So yeah,
very frustrating. It is shite. You're absolutely right. Anyway, so let's talk about more fun things. So Pixies, where did it all begin for you then, Michelle?
Oh well, I think like a lot of other people, it was I got given a tape. Funny enough, I was very much into, my main group was The Cure. I loved The Cure. I had pictures all over my walls from the top to the bottom, and a lot of screeching and wailing going on in my bedroom all the time. But and then I don't know. I think I was at graphic design college. I did that for a year, and I wanted to get back for the weekend to my hometown, which is just outside East London. And I got a lift with a guy who had that on in the car. And I said, like, wow, like it was Surfer Rosa and the first opening bars, like everybody else is, of Bone Machine. Yeah. And I just said to him, well, this is amazing. And he just gave me the tape. So I was very lucky. But I think since then it's just been like, going fully into them and really loving them from that time.
So you've been a fan ever since then. So for quite some time.
And that was probably when I was about 18.
Okay.
So it's been a long time.
Yeah. And what about you, Squidge?
The way I know the day that I can't remember the date off the top of my head just now, but I know the day that I discovered the Pixies, and that was the day that Surfer Rosa was released.
Wow. Okay.
Because at the time, just joined the Air Force, young lad, was living on base, so my food and accommodation was all paid for, or I paid for it. It was very cheap, and I had quite a bit to play with, and it basically went with beer and records. And I travelled into Huntington, which was the closest town to our price. I used to just buy records, and one day I bought this record by a band that I'd never heard of, but I liked the name, I liked the cover. That'd be Surfer Rosa. Took it home and played
Michelle's
it.
not shocked by that.
Yeah, I don't know why that never appealed to me at all. I was about 20 years old. Why it appealed to me, I don't know. But put the record on, and I'd never heard anything like it. I don't think anything I ever listened to or since even has affected me that way. And I distinctly remember playing the first side and just sitting there with my mouth open thinking, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And almost not wanting to put the second side on in case it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Flip that over, and it starts with where is my mind? And that just started the love affair. Next day I went back into, because I didn't know anything about them, back down to the record shop. I found Come On Pilgrim, which was just as good.
Yeah.
That was it. That was me hooked. And the thing is at the time, back then, there was no internet or anything, so didn't know anything about them. And it took me quite a while to find anything out or to even see what they looked like. And when I saw pictures of them, I was like, no, that can't be them. They're just like normal looking people.
Yeah.
I don't know, I was expecting some sort of like godlike exotic beings that are making this incredible sound.
Yeah.
But it was just like Charles is this cherubic little fresh-faced guy. And I was like, how the hell does he make that noise? But that's how I discovered the Pixies.
And you've been a fan ever since?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely. They'll always be my first love when it comes to music.
And so, favorite tracks then? Either of you? Do both of you know what the other person's favorite Pixies track is?
I think Michelle's is possibly Dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. A close second by Bone Machine, which I don't know. Is that yours?
I don't know. Actually, I would say possibly. There's so many, but the one I think is number 13, Baby. I think that is the one that really. That's the one. If I had to pick one, that would be the one.
Yeah, but it does change a lot. I mean, you listen to something and you think, oh, this is it. And then you listen to the next one and you're like, oh, God, this is brilliant.
And controversially as well, Bag Boy. I absolutely love Bag Boy.
I love Bag Boy.
That's one of their first songs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, album-wise, which teams are you in then?
Team Surfer Rosa.
Okay. Both Surfer Rosa.
Doolittle.
Yeah. So both.
I don't know. That's just stuck with me. Like Paul says, the first time you hear it, it just blows your mind. So it's kind of like that's always been my favorite. And funny enough, I used to think that, because we didn't have the internet, so I thought that Surfer Rosa and Come On Pilgrim were one album. Because on the tape that this guy gave me, they were both on.
Yeah.
So I always thought that until about 15 years ago.
It wasn't for some time until they sort of combined them all and then released them as a combined sort of package, really.
Yeah.
Because I certainly bought them both separately. So okay. So Dead and number 13, Baby. Okay, Dead. I think that's the first time. Actually, I'll check the old spreadsheet. We've had number 13, Baby, was chosen by Trent Bossanova in New Zealand. But certainly Dead is the first time that anyone's chosen.
Really?
Dead.
Oh, yeah. It's such a good song.
Yeah. So there you are. You're a first, Michelle, in that
Yay.
respect. So well done. Bit of originality. So so then obviously the band split up. And did you follow Charles' solo career?
Yes.
Or were you, and also Kim obviously went off and sort of concentrated on Breeders and that as well. So
I loved Breeders, and I loved the Catholics, and I loved Charles's solo work as well. So
okay.
just loved it all. I mean, it's just amazing to me all the time that, you know, whatever he does just is brilliant. It's, you know, you'd hear, if you didn't know them, if you didn't know Charles or any of the groups, and you heard that, I mean, for the first time, like, you'd be amazed, like every single thing he does. And I can't believe that out of one person, all these different, you know, with the Catholics and on his own and with Pixies, he's just so, I can't even explain. It's just amazing to me that he is able to do that. So I've
so
loved
prolific.
everything he's done.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Paul?
Now, see, the problem I had, the first solo song I heard of Charles's was Hold On To Your Ego. What was it? Hang On To Your Ego.
Hang On To Your Ego,
that was, not long after the Pixies broke up, and I really didn't like it.
Well, it's a cover, isn't it? It's a Beach Boys track. So.
Yeah. I only found that out recently, actually.
Yeah.
I really didn't like it, and I don't know. I didn't follow his solo career for a long, long time because I don't know, it just put me off. And it's like I love the Pixies stuff so much that I didn't. After hearing that song, I didn't listen to anything else because I didn't want to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And it's really only since the group started up that I started listening to his solo stuff and realised what a big bloody mistake I'd made there. This is absolutely fantastic. And I think I'd heard the one song that I don't like. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. And so I've been catching up recently, and a bit more with the Catholics. I still need to listen to some of that stuff. But,
because funny, yesterday I was talking to Matt Beebe from the group, who he only lives about 15 miles away from me, just the other side of Somerset, and he actually started from Frank Black. He'd heard of Pixies, but he didn't have any of their stuff. But he got into Frank Black's solo career, so Frank Black and then Teenager of the Year, and then he went back to Pixies' early stuff, and obviously, he became a massive fan of Pixies as well as Frank Black as well. So it was interesting talking to him about how he sort of went backwards and how he felt the sort of two connected musically and that as well.
You don't find people, who've done it that way.
No, exactly. Yeah. So favourite Frank Black solo career tracks then?
Oh, well, the first one I heard, and I think that's also why I loved him from the beginning, was Old Black Dawning. Yeah. I loved him on his own from the beginning, like the opposite to what Paul kind of had, I think. And then and Headache and a couple of other tracks that I really loved.
Yeah.
And I think that's what got me hooked on that side of him. The opposite to Paul, because I loved him.
Okay. So shall we say Old Black Dawning then is your choice for?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's been chosen before as well, by James Skeen, nonetheless.
Oh,
yeah.
Good taste, James.
Yeah, he does have very good taste. And as we know, he's got a few gigs behind him as well, so he's had plenty of exposure to the music. So what about you, Paul? Notice I'm calling you Paul now, not Squidge.
Yeah, call me what you like. Most people do.
So that's a dangerous strategy.
Yeah, I know. I think for me, I absolutely love Teenager of the Year.
Yeah.
The entire album. I think Two Reeler might be my favourite.
Okay.
Speedy Marie's up there as well.
Yeah.
But I think, Two Reeler. I love that song.
I think that's been chosen as well. Is that chosen by?
Oh, I'm not doing anything original here, am I?
No, I don't know that it was. It might have just been mentioned in passing, actually. No, that's the first time. So there you go. There you go. Well done, Squidge. You got a first one in there. So T-shirts and posters and things like that. I mean, obviously, Michelle, you're at work today, so you can't be sat there in your Pixies T-shirt.
Yeah, sorry. Paul will have to show you his full collection, but you've been so good at getting things for me and keeping them until I'm over. Or the last time he came over, he brought me a whole lot of Pixies posters that he collected for me.
So you got a fair collection then of
yeah, I've got quite a few, and then I've got not so many posters, but a lot of T-shirts. Yeah, because I can't.
Got a favourite
from here?
Yeah.
I like the new Beneath the Airy one. It's just the plain grey, and that Helen got for me and gave to Paul to keep for me.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I think that's probably about. I haven't got much else because to buy things from overseas, to buy things from America especially, is so expensive to send here.
Sure.
I mean, it's ridiculous when it's expensive anyway with the shipping and all of that, but and with the exchange rate, but also because they stop it at customs and then they charge you a huge amount, as you know, like in the UK as well, they do that, but in here it's like even worse. So it's very rare that I can order something from overseas, even from the UK. So I have to wait for my friends and loved ones to get things for me.
And what about you then, Paul?
I've got a few posters.
I can see you've got stuff behind you.
I am.
Okay. Right. Yeah. I see. Okay. Fair enough. That's quite impressive.
That's probably about a quarter of them, because I just haven't got the space for the rest of them.
Wow.
At all.
Okay. Blimey. And T-shirts as well.
A few T-shirts. Yeah. I always try to get a T-shirt. Each game you go to, sort of thing. So.
You're wearing your Idols T-shirt today.
Oh yeah.
What's that? Oh, Idols. Is that what it is? Isn't it?
Idols, yeah.
I thought it was whole actually. I thought it was a whole T-shirt. Just there we go. Yeah. I thought you were going retro on me and going for the Courtney. What's her name? Courtney Cobain. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Courtney Love. That's what I'm thinking of. Courtney Love. Yeah. Idols. Yeah, I know you're a big Idols fan. I still can't get into Idols, but I'll maybe try again. Hey, what was that, Paul?
Have you listened to the new album at all?
No.
Might be worth giving it a try.
I like that. What was it? Donny Sedelko or whatever it is?
Danny
Sedelko, was it? I quite like that one, but I haven't really progressed from there. That was one of their early ones, wasn't it?
Yeah. With Idols, you've got to listen to them over and over again, and suddenly it just clicks, and you're a massive fan. Yeah.
I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience, Michelle. Sorry.
I'm in the car when you're driving somewhere far.
All right. Okay. Yeah, but that Jordan will be with me then, and she'll just turn it off. So.
Jordan.
Okay, so you guys obviously is slightly trailing in the wake of Mandy and Kimball, but not that it's a competition or anything, but
they're way ahead.
They are way ahead, absolutely. Yeah. So, as much as you want to tell us, how did you two get together? Who wants to go first? Or do you have an official spokesman?
Yeah, welcome to.
Michelle, she came over to the UK a couple of years back for the happening.
Yeah.
When we all met up in Manchester.
Okay.
That's when we first really kind of met. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously when we first sort of met, and then shortly after that was the Roundhouse week,
where I first met you.
When Pixies played live match at the Roundhouse in London. And
actually, did I meet you there, Paul? I forget. I certainly met Michelle there.
Yeah, I think you were there one night because
the Halloween one.
Yeah, possibly have been.
I remember Michelle, but like I say, she's a lot better looking than you. So yeah, you may have been there. I forget. I don't know.
Instantly forget. But there was a few of us did all 5 nights to the Roundhouse week.
Okay. Yeah.
Michelle, myself, Adele, and Simon, partner, and that was kind of when we really sort of hit it off, kept in touch after she went back to South Africa. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I do remember you being there now, but I don't think you were like, well, not officially a couple then, were you? So, or at least the rest of us didn't know that if you were or whatever. So, yeah.
No, we weren't then. But have you forgotten that we did that whole video sequence in your car?
Yeah. Someone else mentioned that. Dean mentioned that. I'll have to. I don't know if I've still got it on my phone, but I've certainly posted it. So
I've still got it somewhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And Dean sat on the bonnet of my car. Thankfully, he didn't dent it. Yeah. No, we did do that. Yeah.
It was such a good night.
Yeah. No, that was a great night. Yeah. So it was around about that then when you came over that you two realised that there was a lovely romantic spark between the pair of you.
Yeah, I don't know. We just hit it off, and then we were chatting just as friends for a while after that, and it was basically really the second time that I came over that things came together.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And at what stage did he show you his kilt?
Definitely not on the first night, no. I don't know about the kilt, but I've seen what's under the kilt.
I'm not interested in that, thank you very much. But we'll get to that question a bit later on, but or a similar question.
Will we?
That's one of your questions.
So the kilt then, was that just reserved for Adele's wedding, was it, Paul?
Yes, pretty much for weddings. It was actually that kilt. My dad, he's retired now, but my dad's a weaver.
Okay.
And he actually wove the tartan for it.
Wow.
And had the kilt made up, and it was originally made up for my brother's wedding, which is well over 20 years ago now.
Oh, cool.
So I only just fit in it. So I was actually really quite pleased when I still managed to get into it for Adele's wedding. But it's a bit tight. So it only gets worn on very special occasions. And it's like wearing a bloody
but I've seen pictures of Paul in that kilt, and I've said to him, "Oh, I like that," and he was like, "No, never fits, never ever fits." And I said, "Well, just give it a go, try it on," and he did, and he was like, "Oh, okay, this is what I'm wearing to Adele's wedding."
And luckily, it was a warm day, so you didn't have to worry.
To be honest, they are really warm. It's very hot. It was actually too hot in all that kit.
Okay.
You do get a nice cooling breeze because you've got to wear it traditionally. If you're wearing something underneath it, you can't.
Anyway, moving on. Michelle, that was your third visit coming over then, was it, for Adele's wedding? Is that right?
Yeah, was it?
Sort of Pixies related, at least. Anyway, have you got family over here?
No, that was my second.
Oh, okay.
God, I can't remember now.
So you came over for the happening?
Yeah.
In Manchester, then the Roundhouse.
You've been over twice.
Yeah, I've been over twice. No, the Manchester and the Roundhouse and everything. That was all in one trip.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I came over. I did a whole long trip around.
Oh, because you were here for quite a long time, weren't you?
Yeah, I was here because I actually wanted to fit both things in. And then I just thought, screw it. I'll just go around the whole of the UK. And I went up to Scotland and I went all over. Went to stay at Mandy's house while she was in France, meeting up with Kimball. And then, so it was, I think, almost 2 months.
It did seem like a long time, actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you had a good time, obviously.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Do you have family in the UK?
No, I don't. I have a lot of friends though, so I went to stay with a couple of them while I was going around and everything. I went to stay with a friend up in Scotland and another one in the middle in Oundle. So saw a lot of people. And met new friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And obviously, Paul, you've been over to South Africa, is it once or twice?
I've managed twice so far. Should have been 3 times. I should have been there last month, but obviously that didn't happen.
No.
I've been over twice now. Last time was end of January, beginning of February, which is the last time we actually saw each other.
Yeah.
So we should have had 2 visits in between. Michelle over once, me over there in between times, but obviously both of those have been cancelled. So
I mean,
fingers
long
crossed.
long distance relationships are tough at the best of times, anyway, aren't they? But
It's
really do feel for you guys at the moment. So.
Yeah, it's made it harder.
Yeah, at least you don't have too bad a time zone difference. I mean, obviously, for Jordan and I, there was often sort of either 8, 9, or 10 hours between us. So that was
you guys were impacted the same thing.
Yeah, for quite a while. So, which is a real
it's just a 1 hour.
Yeah, I noticed a big difference when it's 2 hours because I don't know, everything just seems so much later here compared to there. Obviously it's 2 hours, but it feels like 4. It's like it's quite difficult for 2 hours, but we manage.
So at Adele's wedding, did you get involved in the Pixiecast?
No, not really.
No, you weren't singing.
We tried, but
what did you sing? Do you remember?
I don't know. We sang something, but it was along with like a lot of other people.
Oh, okay. So you didn't just do a duet, the pair of you?
No, God. I think we had our names down to do that, but I think luckily it all ended just before.
Did you sing anything, Paul?
No, I had my name down for something, but then it all sort of like descended into chaos and then just ended up in one big group sing along, and which I was quite relieved about actually, because it's not my thing at all. So I was slightly relieved by that, but it was brilliant fun, and seeing some of the people, it was actually you got hidden talents. It was really good.
And you kept your kilt on all day as well.
Sorry?
I said you kept your kilt on all day.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah. It was good going actually.
It was early morning once you'd taken it off. I mean, God, that was a late night.
It was.
But a good time was had by all, though, wasn't it? It was a great great weekend.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So good.
It really was a fantastic weekend. Okay, so where are we up to then in terms of Pixies music? Catholics. Do we like the Catholics?
Yes, we love them. I don't know. It's kind of around the same time that our grunge friend back was also Catholics.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean they're much more mellow but still just as good. I love them. I probably love Frank Black and the Catholics just a little less than I love Pixie.
Okay.
Not even less. Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, favourite track from them?
Oh, definitely The Swimmer and St. Francis Dam Disaster.
The Swimmer, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Which I think was Adam chose The Swimmer.
Yeah.
Okay.
He loves it too. I don't know. Those songs are just so amazing. It just gives me
how about you, Paul?
Yeah.
There's still a bit of the Catholic stuff I need to listen to. So I'm still sort of rediscovering it. Like Michelle says, it's a lot more mellow. But I like it. There's some really good songs there. I would say my favourite is Cold Heart of Stone. Love that song. Absolutely love it.
I think there's someone else. Right.
But I definitely need to listen to what I haven't listened to yet.
Cold Heart of Stone. Is that it?
Cold Heart of Stone, yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy Fenton chose that one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and like I say, Adam chose The Swimmer. So
nobody else.
Yeah, just those two.
Yeah.
So Adam Short chose The Swimmer, and Jeremy Fenton from Oxford chose Cold Heart of Stone. Yeah. So yeah, have either of you heard the new single?
Yeah.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's Pixies. So you must know that if you didn't know it was Pixies and if you didn't like them, then it would sound brilliant. It would be like, wow, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
But for a Pixie song, I like it. I really do like it. But I just think they could have done a bit more with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm going to listen to it more. So that's not my final verdict.
Okay. Paul, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I quite like it. I like Az's vocals on it. Love her voice.
Yeah.
I kind of do think if you didn't know it was Pixies, you wouldn't say, oh, that's the Pixies. I think it's a bit of a departure there, just in a way. But I like the song. It's not their best. It's not their worst. You know, so it's kind of I like it. I like it. Yeah. It'll never be a favourite, but I don't dislike it by any means.
Still better than most stuff that's released, I think. That's how I often sort of feel.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're very spoiled with Pixies overall because so much of this stuff is brilliant. You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I do love Paz's voice. She's got a beautiful.
Yeah, she has got a lovely voice. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, as did Kim as well. I mean, Kim had a great voice as well for the amount of singing that she did in the band as well. So. Yeah. Okay. So, future of the band then, pretty positive about it. More great stuff to come.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Anyway.
Yeah. And you two, I guess you're just waiting for airports to open again and be able to get flights and.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is going to be to do with any sort of quarantine restrictions and things like that, because obviously either of us go over to either country.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got to quarantine for 2 weeks when you get there and quarantine for 2 weeks when you get back, you it's going to make it impossible.
Mm-hmm.
We've just got to wait and see how it goes, and just hope for the best.
Yeah. So you're obviously able to work from home though, Paul, but obviously, Michelle, you're going into the office, so.
Yeah. So I only do at the moment, fingers crossed that it carries on a little bit, but I only do every second week. The guy I work with does, so we alternate. But it looks like they might be coming to an end fairly soon. I don't know when, but.
Sure. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I've come to the last question, which I have primed you both about. Our dear friend Jo Kirkham.
Thanks, Jo.
I don't think she intended it to be carried on in the way that I have carried it on, because it was just meant for Adam Short when he came on. But I'm gonna change it slightly. So the question is: you're in the middle of a dream and suddenly you find yourself naked on stage in front of thousands of Pixie fans. So, Paul, which Pixie song would you want Michelle to sing?
Well, knowing how much she absolutely loves karaoke, which is not at all, and karaoke, and also having heard her singing voice, which as I love her, I would have to say Cecilia Ann would be the best bet for everybody.
Yeah. Very little singing.
That's cruel. That's cruel.
Other than that, I would like to hear her sing Is She Weird?
Is She Weird? Okay. And now's your chance, Michelle, to get your own back on your dear, lovely squidge there.
No, I was going to say something quite nice, but no, I can't think. I don't know. Maybe Tame, just to make him scream.
A shouty one.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't say gigantic, because that would have been embarrassing for all of us. So.
I know. I was going to say that as a nice one, but no.
That song's about me anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Guys, it's been great to see both of you again and to spend some time with you and be able to chat with you. So lovely to see your smiley faces. I really hope for the pair of you that you can get together again soon as well. So I do really genuinely feel for you, as I'm sure everyone in the group does as well, that you're separated in the way that you are at the moment. But Michelle, do please come back to the UK soon, won't you?
I will. I can't wait.
Yeah. And
thank you so much, Andrew. Yeah. It's so lovely to see your face too.
Thank you. And I'm sorry that you weren't able to see Jordan. She's working at the moment, so.
Yeah, just give her a big hug and a kiss from me.
I will do. I will do, certainly. Guys, thank you again for your time. Hopefully I'll catch up with you soon. All the best. Lots of love.
Thanks.
Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.